Here at ARH Melbourne, well, Point Cook to be precise, we're always humbled by the generosity of the gifts and kind words that clients often send to us after we've cared for their pet. But this is the first time we've had a client who's also a muso who likes writing songs celebrating our furry friends. Have a listen to this.
Close your eyes and dream away. There'll be no more tears tonight, and I'll be there when you awake.
That's a beautiful song called Close Your Eyes, an original by Matt Bradshaw, whose cat Scritchie we recently treated for hypothyroidism. Matt posted a heartfelt thank you on his own Facebook page, then sent our team a lovely floral arrangement. Meantime, we thought you might like to know a little bit more about Matt and his passion for pets, especially Scritchie. And I'm pleased to say Matt's with us right now. G'day, Matt.
G'day, Brian.
What kind of musician are you? Tell me.
Oh, well, my day-to-day business is cover band musician, so solo acoustic, a couple of different duos, a couple of different full bands as well, doing top 40 cover stuff, classic pop, rock, 80s, 90s, that whole thing. And then I also play guitar and sing in a mate of mine's original band as well that does the festival circuit a couple of times a year.
Well, fantastic. I want to hear a little bit about Scritchie. Now, this is the first cat I've come across in a long while that has its own hashtag. Why has it got a hashtag?
Oh, look, that's a social media convention. It just makes it nice and easy. When I've forgotten what I've posted about her, I can just search her hashtag and see what's up in the world about her.
Right, well, there wouldn't be too many hashtag Scritchies around, I imagine. So
you wouldn't think so, would you?
Now, she was recently a guest, let's call it, at ARH Point Cook. That's the Animal Referral Hospital, Point Cook. Why? Why was she there? What happened?
Well, she started drinking a lot. That was the main thing. She was drinking far, far more water than she usually had been. I didn't really notice any other changes in her behaviour. She's always been incredibly food motivated, so I didn't especially notice that her appetite had increased or anything. And it seems to be anecdotally that their behaviour when they're hyperthyroid goes hyperactive as well. But it's hard to pinpoint that on a cat. That she sleeps 19 hours a day as it is, so I didn't see many changes there. But so I took her to the vet, with all fears that it might be, kidneys or diabetes. So the diagnosis of hypothyroidism was probably the best thing it could have been. And so the first course of action, the immediate course of action that vet suggested was to put her on tablets. Now, I actually don't know what they were called. I think there's a couple of different types that they can have. So she went on those, and certainly her consumption of water changed immediately. But she was on those for a couple of weeks and then got sick, started vomiting.
As all clever people do, you search around for a second opinion. Now, I noticed you've got a friend who actually works for the ARH group.
Yeah, well, she's my friend Emily, who's been coming along to see gigs and has become a friend of mine over the course of the journey. I told her about what was going on with the cat, and she said, I can fix that. What? Yeah, I can fix that. Well, what do you mean you can fix it? She's been on these tablets and now she's sick and I don't know what to do about it. She's, no, we've got a treatment we can give her. So she ended up putting me on to Dr. Rob.
Rob LeBook?
Yep. Well, I had a very long phone conversation with him, very kind of him. He called me and left a message, and I wasn't able to get to it because there was a whole bunch of other medical stuff going on with somebody else in my life at the time. So he persisted and called me again, and we ended up having a phone conversation, probably went for 20, 25 minutes, about if indeed that this was the correct diagnosis, then these were the courses of action that could be taken. And they ranged from diet control, which was the first I'd heard of it, which seemed the most obvious first port of call, like the least invasive, least stressful to Scritchie. That seemed quite an obvious first choice. But anyway, diet control, he said they used to do surgery back in the day. He was a vet in New Zealand. He said they don't tend to do surgery anymore. So it ranged from diet control through these other options, a couple of different sorts of tablets, into this radioactive iodine therapy where they administer a capsule and Bob's your uncle, and is incredibly effective apparently with very few side effects. And what I really appreciated was that he very obviously, I mean, it sounds slightly ridiculous to say that, he's a vet that genuinely seems to care about animals, but he certainly seemed to show a great deal of care and respect. I think not just for the animal, but maybe for the relationship that people have with animals. which certainly in my experience, some vets don't do. They I don't mean they're perfunctory, but they treat the symptoms and that's it kind of thing, if that makes sense.
I'll be the first to admit that it doesn't look to me like an easy job. So you've got a lot of things going on and a lot of stuff to do. And that's the same with medical doctors as well, like human doctors. So thank you very much for your time. Great story. And we really hope that Scritchie is going to continue to do well.
Thank you, Brian. Really nice to have been here. Thank you.
And that was Matt Bradshaw. And if you want to find out more about Matt, just follow the link in this story. Meantime, let's have another listen to a little bit of Close Your Eyes.